Hi, everybody. So it is January 31st. I have been making a lot of great progress with my January-February TBR. And right now at the end of January, I have read over 30 books. And today I wanted to update you guys on my posting schedule for other videos and also share some reviews on current books I'm reading now for books that are being reviewed in further videos that you should stay tuned for. It Happened One Summer will be reviewed in my Valentine's Day special on romantic comedy books. I am still waiting for Icebreaker, Behind the Net, and Archer's Voice to come in at the library, and I should be getting those on Thursday. The review of those books, this book, and Set on You, which is in this pile over here, those books will all be reviewed in my Valentine's Day special. I will be pre-recording that video this weekend to have it set to record on Valentine's Day. The next couple of books are from the Lunar Chronicles series, which will be my series focus of the month for the Disney Princess TBR that I have been working my way through. Other series that have been part of the Disney Princess TBR are meant to be Twisted Tales and Entangled with Fae. And I will be wrapping up the reading of all of these series in the Disney Princess TBR video, which is the supplementary content to the February entertainment review video that Matt and I will be making on February 17th. So expect the Disney Princess TBR books to be reviewed on February 18th at noon. That includes Stars Above and Winter. The next book by Marissa Meyer, which I figured I would talk about today, is Supernova, which is the third book in the Renegades trilogy. I have loved this trilogy. Marissa Meyer's writer in both the Renegades trilogy and the Lunar Chronicles series is so engaging. I ate all of these books up. I was able to finish most of them in 2 or 3 days. So my favorite character in this book is probably Nova. And then the cool thing is that in the beginning of the book, they list all the characters. So the superhero I relate the most to is Wonder, Callum Treadwell. Eternally optimistic, can alter the perception of others by filling them with a sense of awe. And if I could have any superpower that any of these superheroes possess, it would probably be invisibility. One of my new favorite fantasy authors, which I will be talking about in my fantasy TBR video, is Naomi Novik. I have been reading the Schoolmance trilogy, which Rachel Catherine recommended to me. I have also read Uprooted by her last year, which I really loved. And then I am also reading the Temerarie series, which I read these books out of order. This is the third book in the trilogy, so I have to still read the other two, and I will wrap up this trilogy when I talk about the Schoolmance trilogy in my video in a few weeks when I review fantasy series. The other fantasy series I will be reviewing in the fantasy video are Harry Potter, which I just recently started rereading. Right now I have finished 3 out of the 7 books, and once I finish all of these other books from the library, I will be focusing directly on Harry Potter until the end of March or beginning of April. Another book I am the next couple of books that are on my list of books I'm reading right now are rereads. This one is a book that I read last year in the springtime. This is Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, the same author who wrote Circe. Circe is also a really good book. Both of these books are based on Greek mythology. So in my reread, I am currently on page 58. And this is a romance that is set during ancient Greek mythology. So I'm really into romance. I recently got reconnected with Greek mythology when I saw my sister's roommate Grace in her ballet last year. So I am really hoping to also read more mythology books this year. The next book I'm reading is People of the Book by Geraldine Brooks, the same person who wrote Horse, which I just finished. So I also read this book a couple of years ago. This is another reread that I started, and I am currently on page 88. Horse is also a very good book. I will be reviewing that in my historical fiction TBR. I'm combining the reviews of historical fiction and fantasy TBRs into the same video, so that video will probably be about 30 minutes long, I would say. So be prepared for a lengthy review video. The next book I'm reading right now is called The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. This is a Dracula retelling, and it's a thick book. It's very long. It's over 600 pages. So right now I am on page 285. And I started this book 2 weeks ago. The next book is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. Sarah Caroli recommended this on her YouTube channel. I have eaten up this book and The Housemaid, and I can't wait to read more of her books. So thank you, Sarah, for your recommendations. I am addicted to her writing, and I also plan to check out Alice Spini, which you also highly recommend. And also, happy birthday to Destiny yesterday. I hope you had a great day. So I am almost done with this book. I'm on chapter 48, page 257, and there are like 3 more chapters plus the epilogue, so I'm almost done with that one. So yesterday I went to the library again to return some of my other books and get more books out. It's been a steady flow of finishing books and getting new ones out. And as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, I'm also waiting for new books to come in at the library, which are probably coming tomorrow or Friday. So the next book that I'm reading is Dark Place, which is a thriller by Gillian Flynn, the same person who wrote Gone Girl. So I tried to find Gone Girl at the library yesterday, but it was checked out, so I decided to get this book instead. So far, I'm liking it. I'm on page 121, and it's a dual POV story between the main character, whose name is Libby, and Ben, who I think is the person who kidnaps her, or the murderer who kills her family or something. I can't figure out how Ben is related to Libby. The next book is In West Mills, which is an intergenerational story that is set in North Carolina from 1941 to 1987. So the fact that this goes through multiple generations is very interesting, and I am very interested to see how this book finishes. I'm about halfway through. I started it yesterday when I got home from the library. The next book is Set on You, which Destiny recommended on her channel. This is about a fitness influencer named Crystal who starts a enemies to lovers relationship with Scott, who is a guy she goes to the gym with. So this book is pretty good so far. I'm on chapter 15 right now, page 144. And this will be reviewed in my romantic comedy TBR video with the other romantic comedy books I'm waiting for at the library, which again are Icebreaker, Behind the Net, and Archer's Voice. And finally, back to the beachy reads, another Ellen Hildenbrand book. This is the third book of hers that I have read, and I love her writing. I love the setting of Nantucket in all of her books, and it makes me really want to go there. Because I've never actually been to Nantucket, which is surprising because you would think since I used to live in Massachusetts, I would have gone there before, but I haven't ever been there, I don't think. So yes, Sarah also recommended this book in one of her videos from last year, which I think was What's on My August TBR. So as you can see, I binge videos on Sarah, Destiny's, and Rachel's channels, and that's how I formulate my TBR. And then I also go through my bookshelves and pick books I want to reread or books that I want to read that I have never read before. So yes, as far as upcoming videos, please stay tuned for them. Matt and I will be doing our February entertainment review where we will be reviewing romantic comedy movies, the rest of the Disney live action and animated movie comparisons. And we will also be discussing a couple of episodes of Friends. We have already selected specific episodes that we want to talk about, and I will share with you which ones we're talking about. We made a top 10 list of episodes that we wanted to talk about in this video, but after reviewing the list together, what we realized is that over the past several months when we have been reviewing Friends episodes, we have been talking about the same episodes again and again, which is okay, I guess, because we really like these episodes, but also at the same time, we want more variety in our discussion. But since this specific series of reviews focuses mostly this magazine goes through all the episodes of Friends, and it's a commemorative issue for Matthew Perry. So we decided to talk about 3 episodes from season 1 to 3, because we've already talked about the rest of season 1 to 3 in other videos, and then we are talking about a couple of other seasons 4 to 7 episodes that we have not talked about yet. So our top favorite episodes from seasons 1 to 3 that we are talking about in the video on February 17th are the one with the lesbian wedding, the one with the metaphorical tunnel, the one with the Super Bowl part 2, and there was one more. Now I can't remember what it is. What was it? Oh, the one with the hypnosis tape. That's right. So, yes, the episodes we are talking about in seasons 1, 2, and 3 are the one with the lesbian wedding, the one with the metaphorical tunnel, the one with the hypnosis tape, and the one with the Super Bowl part 2. Because Matthew Perry talks about in his memoir how he dated Julia Roberts, and then he talks about his crush on her and also like what led her to getting the role in Friends in the Super Bowl episode. So we are going to review that episode, and one of the romantic comedy movies we're going to be talking about actually is Notting Hill, which stars Julia Roberts, which is not a movie that I've ever seen, so I'm excited to talk about that. In the season 4 through 7 episodes that we are talking about that we have recently seen are the one where everyone finds out, the one where Paul's the man, which is one of the ones in the 3-episode arc where Ross is dating Elizabeth and Bruce Willis plays Elizabeth's dad, because in Matthew Perry's memoir, he talks about how Bruce Willis actually got the role on Friends because, like, they made a bet during the whole 9 yards and he lost the bet, so that's how he got the role on Friends. And I love Bruce Willis in Friends. I think he is one of the funniest side characters as Paul Stevens. And Matt and I are going to talk about that episode more in depth and share our rating of it. And then the other episode we're obviously going to talk about is the one with Chandler and Monica's wedding, because he talks about, like, the progression of his alcoholism and addiction, and he says that if you look at him during certain seasons, you can see what area he was in. So in the episode where Monica and Chandler get engaged, he's really skinny. So that was when he was on pills. And then he was drinking a lot of alcohol when he was really heavy. And then I think he said when he had the goatee, he was, like, doing other drugs. I can't remember what he said they were. But yeah, anyway. And then we are also going to be sharing our thoughts about Matthew Perry's memoir, which we will be finished with by then. Right now we're on chapter 7 of the audiobook. And then we will also be reviewing A Wrinkle in Time, which is Kenny Bunk High School's upcoming play that they're doing, that we're seeing. And I also wanted to share that we are going to New York City at the beginning of March. Initially, we were going to see How to Dance in Ohio, but gracious thanks goes out to Mickey Joe Theater, because in his recent video that he made about Broadway shows that were closing, he mentioned that How to Dance in Ohio was closing on February 11th. So thanks to him, we were able to get a refund for our tickets and switch the show we were seeing to Kimberly Akimbo, which closes in April. So thank you, Mickey Joe, for your great information. We appreciate you. And stay tuned for my romantic comedy TBR video, which will be out on Valentine's Day at 10 a.m. The fantasy TBR video will be out on February 21st at 10 a.m. And then the collab video that Matt and I are doing for the February entertainment review will be at 7 p.m. approximately on February 17th. So I hope everybody has a great day.